Hey guys, Mike here. So I was watching an interview from Cathie Woods last night, and she's on the tour giving interviews again. And I was really stunned to see that there's this company her and her team have been putting a lot of work into, and maybe thinking about investing in, which I was stunned that's in the EV space or getting in the EV space. And I was just really shocked about this one because I know she's been hedging her bets, which she admits, on who's going to be the king of autonomy. That's really what they're looking for. And we all know Tesla's king of EV. But, who's going to be the one to really finally get the autonomous vehicle going everywhere and, where it's safe and everybody feels good about it. And, so she's hedging bets, but I was really surprised this might be one of them. I was stunned. And you're going to know the name of the company. I think you'll be just shocked as I am, because when I think of Ark, I think of innovation, newer companies maybe you never even heard of coming out. And this definitely is not one of those type of companies at all. Okay. And they've been around a long time. And so, we're going to go into that. And there's an advantage this company might have, she might be looking into. And what brought it to my attention was I was reading an article from the Daily Upside I got a couple weeks ago. And so that kind of, I'm going to show you the article and stuff. So if you're not a member of the Daily Upside, it's completely free. Just hit the link down below. Give me your email. That's it. Okay. And so you'll get it Monday through Friday like I do. But we'll kind of go into that. And this might maybe this is one of the reasons she's looking into them. Okay. And maybe they can pull it off. I don't think they will, but you never know. And so if you get anything out of it, hit the like, subscribe button. And first, we're going to hear from Cathie Woods on this company. And let me know in the comments if you were as stunned as I am that this is the company she's looking into and spending so much time on.
I joined our analysts and went out to GM to meet with a full day of meetings with Mary Barra and her extended team. We have one more meeting with Cruise, which is, of course, in San Francisco. But I'm fascinated by how Mary Barra is really turning that ship around and very focused on cruise automation and leaving it alone. Now Kyle, the founder, is back as leader, and watching them make San Francisco autonomous work. So now we get the question, autonomous, that's never going to happen. Well, it has. Cruise automation is in San Francisco, which is a complicated city, and they're making it work.
Does that mean you're considering investing in General Motors?
We have an open mind, and one thing we have to be careful not to do, we must not have a closed mind. And when we see success, we have to acknowledge it and learn a lot more about it. So we're still on a fact-finding mission.
And this is the article I was referring to that I read this month. And it was saying, Honda and GM pair up to keep their EV costs down. So it's not just about autonomy for them, but it's also, because remember, Tesla was going to produce a car that was around $25,000 entry level by this year, but they shelved that. So the average car costs about $50,000, which, puts it out of reach for quite a lot of people. But GM and them want to roll out an EV that's worth about $30,000, by 2027, and we'll see who actually wins that race. And, let me know in the comments, are you surprised as I am they're spending that much time at GM? They didn't choose Ford, they didn't go with Toyota, nothing else but GM of all companies. And the stock, don't get me wrong, they're actually at pre-pandemic levels now, right? They're back, as the cost level of the stock is like 2018 levels now, right? But even I'm surprised by it, if they do invest in this one, it is because, they're looking for 5 and 10x type companies, right, over the next 5 to 10 years. And I just can't imagine, right, that GM stock's going to be worth, if it 5x's, it's around $200, and then GM stock's going to be worth $400 by 2030. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe they're doing something over there that I'm not. So if you're in the stock, let us know in the comments what we're missing on that one. But the other one she's hedging her bets with, she goes into right here, and she's definitely, I think, going to start filling out her portfolio with these stocks as well to hedge.
I want to come back to NIO and Xpeng too,
yes,
because what's your view of those? Obviously they're mostly still in China. They've been, NIO in particular, or I think Xpeng in particular, has been trying to expand outside. Are they going to be bigger players? What's your thinking on them going forward?
So as we were pulling out of China largely, thinking about common prosperity, what does that mean? It means a couple of things. We think high margin companies are on the government's radar. and as this idea of common prosperity, cut your margins to increase access. So we're looking for very low margin companies, not normally what we look for.
That won't have big targets on their back.
Yes, that won't have, but are going to increase the access to transportation and autonomous. Both of them are going for autonomous now. Tesla, of course, is in China, but we would be surprised if the Chinese government wants Tesla to lead in the autonomous race. We know Xpeng is patterning itself after Tesla, so that was our first buy. But NIO is, they're right in there, both of them. I think NIO on the design side is absolutely fabulous. So, and it's a little higher end. So we're kind of splitting our bets there, thinking that those will be the autonomous, one of those or two of them will be the autonomous champions.
And these are her positions. You can tell these are starter positions, right? This is nothing compared to what she's got with Teslas. I'll show you. But NIO's sitting there at 417,000. She got almost 922,000 of Xpeng. And then there's BYD, which Warren Buffett is a huge shareholder in. That's out of China, and they produce almost everything, buses, you name it. And so you got about almost close to $500,000 in that one. And then, of course, Tesla. I mean, they're the king, right? If you add up all her funds, she got about 1.3 million shares. And what surprised a lot of people about her purchasing these companies, remember she had moved out of China. She was afraid to invest in China. But, the one thing she goes on to say, and I think she said in the interview was, that China's not going to let Tesla be number one. And I think we all know that. I said that a year ago. I did a video on this. They're going to change the rules, the laws, whatever they got to change. And I don't blame them. I mean, honestly, we're in America. What do we want? We want Ford and GM to be your number one, right? But, so I don't blame them, but they're going to skew it to a real degree where they want their companies, right, ran by Chinese executives to be number one. And, if maybe she could be wrong, maybe I could be wrong, maybe we're wrong, but I think she's right. I think that's why she's investing in these companies, because she knows how big that market is. And those stocks are so cheap, right? For them to 5x, what is NIO at $20 a day or something like that? So, you're talking about $100. That's all it's got to get to is $100 in 5 years. If they execute the plan, that's going to happen, right? But with Tesla, for example, I've read two different stories. One, they have a $3,000 price target by 2025. Also says she gave it a $7,000 price target. Let's go with the $3,000 though. That's only a 3x from now, right? Because it's like what, 40x or something since she bought it or some crazy mess. So it's already kind of given that deal. But she needs these kind of stocks put in the system to return those 5 to 10x type of returns to pull up the other stocks. Because in her top 12, the only one that's not underwater is Tesla. That's her top 12 positions, the only one. And obviously, it's definitely not underwater. It's way above the water. It's a beast. And so, and there's probably going to be another run when they do their stock split. But, she's trying to almost think geographically now too, right? And so, that's just stuff I want to at least bring to your attention and see what you thought about that. And that leads into something I wasn't going to put in this video, but I said, what the heck? For the Ark, fund holders or people thinking about getting in Ark, if you're way down, I'm going to show you something maybe you are unaware of, because this happens to a lot of different funds. And, if you got in January, you're definitely feeling the brunt of it.
Last year, our net inflows were $17 billion. Most of that weighted at the beginning of the year. And so they have felt the full force of this decline. And yet we inflowed last year, and we're inflowing this year.
And for those who don't know anything about this, Ark has been absolutely crushed, right? It's down 62%, as she talked about, from the beginning of 2021. So you're way down. But I want you to keep this in mind, guys. Warren Buffett is one of the greatest investors of our time, right? Berkshire Hathaway, for crying out loud, when 08 happened, and from 07 to like 09 or whatever it is, it was bad, right? But the fund didn't recover for 1,896 days. Right, so if you just invested and didn't dollar cost average in, and you just bought the top right there, it took 1,896 days to come back. That's like 6 years, right, if my math is correct on that. And so it can even happen to the best. And also, this ain't the first time. From 2000 to like 2004, I think it was, same thing happened to Berkshire Hathaway, where they took a long time to recover. And they're not a tech-heavy fund at all, right? And so, but also what happened is after that, if you would have held, I believe you would be up like 300% in your money or something like that from 2014 to today, and God knows how much in dividends, I don't even know. And so it just kind of shows you, for those, and again, I'm not investing in ARK funds, but if you are and that's what you believe in and you've done your research, don't let anybody sway you differently. If that's what you want to do, do it, right? It's your money, but also keep that in mind that, hey, those people that held Berkshire Hathaway are living pretty nice now, and they just stayed patient. They probably DCA'd in because they did their research and they believed in it. And they believed in, more importantly, the fund manager. If you don't believe in the fund manager, the person running it, then yeah, I'm not sure why you're in it. But if you do and all that, then yeah. And so and she might be totally right. The innovation is just going to take off and soar, and ARK's going to be back on top of it. So anyway, just let me know in the comments what you think about that. I could be absolutely out of my mind, but that's just, I found that today and I thought I'm gonna throw this in here. So give a kind of a perspective on it. But anyway, if you guys are looking to sign for daily upside, don't forget that link down the bottom. Completely free, guys. Just put your email in and you're good to go. I promise you'll like it. And then I'll end up seeing you guys probably Monday. I think I'm gonna take Easter off. So hope you guys have a great Easter if you do celebrate that. A good day off tomorrow. I know kids are out of school. I'm off, so I'm going to enjoy the 3-day weekend. So I hope you do too, and I'll see you guys later.